So I sit here today on what I feel is one of the most important, best days of my life. I'm fucking going to Italy. And I may be the only one to ever watch this, but I wanted to put it on video so I could look back and watch how I felt and where my head was at this time. I mean, a little bit of background. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Italy. Lifelong dream, probably the number one place I ever want to go. Maybe the moon might be above that, but it's kind of scary. So we'll stick with Earth. Um, and so I was had the great fortune to be given the opportunity back in November to go to take this trip, and the anticipation I've had has been ramping up because it's been 30, not 30, excuse me, it's been 10 months of anticipation in my head, wondering what it's going to be like, and just lying in bed thinking about it, and always thinking, hey, that's still a long way off. It's still a long way off. It's still a long way off. Well, now not no more. Here it is. It's that day. And I've been preparing for quite some time. Getting passports, making sure I had everything I need. That little thing to charge things, because Europe charges things. Their outlets are different than ours. I mean, you got I guess the way to describe it, you got your one hole, and then you've got a different hole. So it's a different type of hole to stick it in. All right. So I had to get the converter. And beyond that, this past weekend was Labor Day weekend. I mean, I've been trying to adjust to the time change. So I've been going to bed really early. Nobody wants to go to bed early ever. Nobody sure as hell wants to go to bed early Labor Day weekend. But I was in bed by 7 on Sunday. I was isolated most of the weekend. I wasn't going out and doing anything, spending time with people, because I just am trying to prepare for this because of how important this is to me. I feel it's important in part because of my family. My siblings may never get a chance to go. Mark hates Italian men, little tiny Italian men. Mark hates them. And so I don't know. I mean, I guess the pipe dream is to take a family trip where everybody gets to go, but that's never going to happen realistically. My grandparents came to this country over 100 years ago. They were born in Italy. They came via boat. They rowed the entire way from Italy. Well, I don't know if it was actually a row boat. I think that they actually took a big ship. And it wasn't a cruise ship, though. It was not the nicest of ships. They got here. I don't know why they left Italy. I'm assuming it was to find a better life, as most people leave countries. But I never knew my grandparents, so I can't say. But I'm blown away, and I'm grateful to live in the time that I live in, where their grandson, they came on a boat, but their grandson is able to wake up in the United States one day, and the very next day, wake up in Italy. That's amazing. It's just mind-blowing when you think about that, and I'm so grateful to live in the time we live in. I don't know if my grandparents ever made it back. I don't know who amongst my extended family has ever gone out there. I know one of my dad's brothers made it out there with his wife and daughter. I don't think my mother's brothers went out there because legally they're not allowed to leave the country. But I get to go, and that's very, very exciting. I have so much excitement and anticipation. Nervous. I am a bit nervous. I've never been overseas. It's the longest flight I'll ever take. It's a Boeing, so I hope that it doesn't fall apart over the ocean, and I hope that it lands properly with all four wheels, or however many wheels they have. I just, I hope it's okay. But this morning I took a walk down to where my parents and brother are buried, just to get in the headspace of appreciating the fact that that I get to go for them. They didn't get to go. I get to go for them, and in particular, my brother. I even got a little bit emotional at his grave because, he passed away so young. And there's so much he didn't get to do. And he would have wanted to do this. So I'll be thinking of him and my entire family on this journey. And I'll post along the way. And hopefully I don't wind up in an Italian jail. So I'm off in a few hours.